When I turned on YouTube AdSense and got my first payout, I was shocked. I have a teeny tiny channel. 3,750 subscribers was my average over the past year, but YouTube pays me out a shocking amount for such a little channel. I have a ridiculously high CPM. CPM, if you're unfamiliar, by the way, is the amount that YouTube earns on ads run on the videos on their platform, and it is calculated per 1,000 views. Now, YouTube takes a portion of this. They take 45% of that ad revenue, and then they pay out the remaining 55% to the creator of the content, so me. So when I say CPM, just think ad revenue per 1,000 views on the channel. Now, I actually didn't realize how crazy high my CPM was. I just thought it was totally normal until I heard a beauty blogger talking about making like $2 or $4 per 1,000 views, to which I thought, that must be a mistake because mine is nowhere near that. But then when I looked into it, I quickly realized what YouTube is paying me is not normal. Now, for anyone unfamiliar, the topic that you create content on YouTube significantly affects your CPM and the ad revenue you're going to earn. So different topics have very different values to advertisers. I Googled the highest CPM topics on YouTube, and even the example numbers were way lower than my CPM. Videos on the topic of making money online have an average CPM of $13.52. Digital marketing is $12.52, and personal finance is $12 again per 1,000 views. The topic affiliate marketing is one of the highest CPMs out there. Videos on that topic make an average of $22 CPM. Now, this is versus topics like fitness or gaming videos, which have a CPM of like $1.40 to $1.60. Now, my average CPM over the course of 2022, however, was, wait for it, $166.62. That means that for every 1,000 views on my videos, advertisers paid on average $166.62 to put their ads on my videos. Now let me explain why this is. When I heard what normal CPMs were, $1, $2, $4 per 1,000 views, I did a little investigating, and it turns out without any strategy at all, any specific intention to do so, I was hitting on the highest CPM topics on YouTube naturally. If you're new to meeting me, hi, my name is Paige. I teach people how to be website designers, even if they have no past experience building websites. So that means I create videos on things like how to build websites on website building platforms. Specifically, I am the internet's Squarespace expert. And then I also teach people the business side of running a web design business. That's things like contracts and dealing with clients and payments and CRM systems and those sorts of things. I also love talking about content creation and email list building because that's how I personally built my business. And I also discuss a little bit of finance as well because personally, I'm just super passionate about that topic. And all of these things which I just mentioned are crazy high CPM topics. After watching a few YouTube videos on high CPM YouTube topics, I learned that the highest CPM topics tend to be things like e-commerce. So again, when I talk about Squarespace, that's related. Online business, which again, I talk about. Website hosting, and personal finance and investing, which again, I just hit on naturally without any specific intention to do so. Now, the funny thing is that I have talked about these topics on my blog for literally years and years and years before I ever moved over to YouTube. And it was a fantastic surprise when I moved over to YouTube and saw I could be super well paid for creating the exact same content that I was already creating just in video format. Now, if you're currently creating content on a topic on maybe a blog or on a podcast or on social media, and maybe you're considering after watching this video, maybe I'll get on YouTube, then I have one vital tip that will make sure you make that transition successfully. Making videos takes way more time than writing blog posts. Like 4 to 5 times more time if we're being completely honest. So before I made the switch over to YouTube, I had to make sure that my business was running flawlessly and that I wasn't wasting any time in my workday. I learned a ton about productivity from my friend and fellow YouTuber Louise Henry, and she actually is hosting a training for my audience all about stealing her simple Asana system and how you can save 10 hours per week by doing so. So if you'd like that training, I will definitely pop the link for that in the description below and also up here too. Okay, now on to what you've been waiting for, and that is the total that YouTube paid me in 2022 for the size of my channel. Again, average 3,750 subscribers over the past year, which is really not a lot in YouTube land. My videos typically get a few hundred views each. Some older videos have racked up thousands of views. My literal first video on YouTube, which is the most uncomfortable video ever, has 30,000 views. That is my highest viewed video. So how much did YouTube pay me with 3,750 subscribers and just a few hundred views per video? I made just over $7,000 from YouTube this year. Now, I actually want to show you something super interesting. That is my comparison of last year's YouTube revenue to this year's YouTube revenue and CPMs, because they are quite different. So this is 2022, again, average CPM, $166.62. And just over $7,000 for the year. However, if we go back to 2021, you will see that my CPM was actually even higher, $218.92, was my average CPM in 2021. And again, my YouTube revenue was almost about the same. Now, let me give you context on what was happening in these 2 years. I had put up a few videos on YouTube back in the day, like years and years ago, just to go along with some blog posts, which I had been writing about Squarespace. And so this was mostly just like old content where I wasn't really posting anything on the channel, and it was just racking up views and, again, super high CPM. And that is based off the fact that I was creating a ton or had a ton of tutorials on Squarespace on the channel. So the CPM last year was higher because one, it was pretty much only Squarespace videos, and this most recent year, in 2022, I've actually been creating a bit more variety of content on the channel. Okay, so switching back to this past year, the other thing which I want to show you is the top earning content. I think this will really explain why my channel is getting the ridiculous CPM that it is. So as you can see, the video which made the most for my channel, $1,531 in 2022, was my Squarespace e-commerce tutorial video, followed by my oldest video, the most uncomfortable one. This thing is literally from 2017, made $451, and this is me talking about the difference between tags and categories on Squarespace and how to use them. I have a video comparing Squarespace membership areas to Teachable. Again, more Squarespace tutorials, picking the right template, those sorts of things. I do also have one on Asana and how I use it to organize my life and business. Honeybook, which is a CRM system for web designers. So basically, a whole lot of tech tutorials are the things that are really making money on this channel. Now, interestingly, though, that isn't the only thing earning on this channel. So I actually have a video on a life update of why I moved to London. That one also did super well. $176 is the average CPM for that one. I also had a 10 things I'm afraid to share with you, $77 CPM. But as you can see on the right-hand side, let me show you, the highest CPM video is actually this one, $286.26. And again, you will notice there is a bit of a difference between the topic, which I'm talking about. This is actually an interview with one of my past students. That one also has crazy high CPM, $208. So I do definitely think, especially when I even create content which isn't a tech tutorial, but I'm still getting a crazy high CPM, I feel like that is because, well, that's where my audience is from. Let me show you that. If I come over to audience, so 48% of my audience is in the US, followed by UK, Australia, Canada. And again, those are all countries where advertisers really want to get their advertisements in front of those people. So again, that impacts things. The other interesting thing is the age and gender. So I was actually reading a book on YouTube recently. I'll link it in the description below in case you want to read it too. It was very good. So it was saying that most content created on YouTube is actually made by men, which means that there are not as many channels run by females, which therefore the advertisers can put their content in front of women. So also apparently if you do have an audience which is more female than male, that is also something which would increase your CPM. Now I should clarify, YouTube is just a teeny tiny sliver of a fraction of a revenue stream in my business. If you watch this video next, I will share with you my 7 revenue streams and how they make $62,500 a month.